Hello, welcome back to our PodLab. As usual, this is what our episode 8. This is our episode 8, and I'm Ria. This is Alex. We talk about building real digital marketing business on OfferLab. And actually, there will be fluff and there will be bullshitting around, but no fluff around digital marketing or OfferLab. That we can guarantee you. What we talk about, at least the information we give you, those are all 100% pure. But yeah, we both, Alex and I, we have a quirky mind. You'll get used to it. This last week, I think we spoke about the ideal, why an ideal client avatar is important, and we also spoke about OfferLab, and I think Alex, you mentioned that we are facing a couple of problems there, but that is being
Yeah, I'll
addressed.
talk about those. I've had a
So
chat with
yeah, well, in this episode, I probably will talk about what information or what insights you got on that, and along with that, what we are also going to jump into is how to identify that ideal audience for you, right? And without further ado, shall we start on that? Shall we just jump into it
Yeah,
right
yeah,
away,
that's
or
fine.
Alex, do you have anything to share?
No, I'm just the repeated reference to us bullshitting made me laugh.
Our
I
middle
I
name
think
should be bullshitting,
I
Just
think yeah. With all podcasts, there's always that fluff in the middle where
yeah.
people are talking about nonsense, things that
Yeah.
happen in life, and I'm very guilty of coming up with scenarios off the spur and going, oh, how about this and how about that? So that's the bullshit part. But in terms of quantity and quality of actually what we're trying to say to people and the guidance we're trying to give people,
Yeah.
that is not bullshit. That is
No, that's on point.
personal,
That's on point. That's our
hard-won
primary. Yeah,
experience and
for sure.
lessons that both Ria and I have been through. So you can trust us to try
Yes.
and give you the right direction. So the avatars, we were talking about avatars last
Yeah.
time, and just as a quick recap, so the avatar is as a digital marketer, you need to decide upon the term niche. That's not really a great term anymore, but we're going to talk about niches in the product that you want to be pushing forward in your reels or your stories, the thing that you're on social media to talk about. Okay, potentially that's going to bring you money. That's the idea. So who do you put that to? And the avatar is the person you're putting it to. And we're saying, I think I used the analogy last time. You got, when you're making a puzzle, when you put all the edge pieces around, and that the edge pieces are kind of your niche. That's kind of the outline of what you want to be talking about is the edge pieces, and gradually you fill in, and the filling in is actually with your avatar. And what you're doing is you're creating, and Ria and I will now take you through, and particularly Ria, she's brilliant at this, but we will take you through how to fill in the pieces in the middle so you see the picture of your target audience, the avatar, the people that will understand what it is you're talking about and will want what it is you're talking about. The people who look at a picture and go, well, that's not for me, they're not your avatar. Don't worry about it. They'll tune in, they'll
Yeah.
disappear. The people who see the picture that you're painting or putting the pieces into, they are your avatar, and the picture will tell you what we're about to go through now. Will tell you who your avatar is and who you need to be aiming at constantly in your output. Whatever you're saying about your niche, your product, the thing you want to interest people about has to be targeted towards those people, and then you get maximum input, maximum feedback, maximum uptake of your offer. Does
Yep.
that make sense?
Yep.
We
Yep.
good?
Yep.
Cool.
Absolutely.
So,
I think in the last episode also we had addressed this, that it is ideally the previous version of you or the past version of you.
yeah.
It's just easier that way because you can identify, like, you are a real person, right? It's easier for you to identify who that past version was. I'll
It
you
also,
know you already understand your past version's language, your fear, the desires you had, and you can literally picture them while creating your content.
and this works. I'm gonna go into it a little bit deeper. Forgive
Sure.
me,
Yeah. No, no, no.
but
Go ahead.
but if you're selling, let's say I'm selling I don't know, what would I sell this week? I sell a toothbrush this week. Okay, so I've got a particular type of toothbrush, and I think it's amazing, and I want to sell that toothbrush. That's this week, okay? And I'm not saying you should be chopping and changing products all the time. You might have one product that you just want to put out there, and that's your product. Some people chop and change. I'm just, for instance, talking about a toothbrush. You've got a toothbrush, you found it. It's got all these different bristles compared to other toothbrushes. Now, your avatar is the person that has got the problem that you had, which is they keep getting food stuck in a particular tooth, or that they're discolored teeth, or whatever it may be. That is your avatar, the person that you used to be. You're getting stuff stuck in your teeth. You used to have brown teeth. You've got this new toothbrush and it gets rid of the brownness, or it gets rid of the bits in between your teeth, and you want to talk about that. So that's that. Or it can be not just a physical product, it can be your life learning. It can be, okay, so I'm digital marketing. When I started out digital marketing, I did this, and this, and then it fell off a cliff because it all went wrong. And actually, I didn't find my avatar, so I found the avatar for the things that I want to talk about. And that's how you reflect on your past, to go, this is what I used to be, this is what I used to do. I used to be in a 9 to 5, and I worked my ass off, and I ground myself down, and I found my way out. But it took me 7 years to find my way out, to find what I want to do. Actually, guys, I'm going to teach you how to find your way out in 7 months. Now that's a huge change, but I've got the knowledge, I can teach you, and that's where you're aiming your avatar at. That's kind of what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay, so it all focuses around you, your past, and also your product, and it brings the whole lot in together. So cool. So Ria, what's the 101 on how to find your perfect avatar?
See, I'll start with an example, because I'll probably be the best example where I've had this journey. And right now, because I'm talking to people who would want to know how to go back to their past, and how would that look like, just in couple of sentences, what I can say is, like, for example, if I have to search for my ideal audience, my avatar, say for example her name is Sarah. Okay, she is 33 years old, works in marketing, wants to start a side hustle or a business, whatever, but works 100 hours a week and has no idea where to start or how to find that time. Where do you find that time if you are working 100 hours a week?
Yeah,
it's impossible, right?
Really. Yeah.
And then she scrolls Instagram at night feeling behind everyone else. What essentially this woman is looking for? A solution, so her 100 hours a week maybe reduces. She also has a side hustle. She knows a solution, that a side hustle might be a solution. That I was that person. I knew I could do something there, but I just didn't know how to go about it. So because I thought maybe I have to write content, or think of content that has already solved problems. But no, our mentor, common mentor, this is we speak about her every on our every episode. Yeah. So she taught us this, that it's basically your previous self, and you take your audience through that entire journey. When you were working 100 hours, what were you doing, or how did that make you feel? And why did you try to search for a better way out, and then you get the better way, how you got the better way? Carry on and on and on. So all that journey, my entire page, if you go to my page, my content is all about that. It's storytelling. How I started, what I did, how I felt, and then what I'm doing now. That's how you identify it. And I wouldn't only specifically say that that's the only way. You can always, try to find your people by doing a lot of research. Doing a lot of research also, that also works. But this is the most easiest and the most authentic way of finding your ideal audience. Is that making sense?
It is. It's quite interesting because I think I know what you're going to go on and talk about in a minute, and I'm going to take a slight divergence to that just now before you get into it. But
Sure.
when I was looking at this originally, going back whenever, the thinking at the time was, okay, you've got a product in mind, you know what you want to sell, whether that's a training course, whether it's a digital program, or whether it's an actual product.
Yeah.
And then you can, okay, you've fixed on that. That's what you want to do. And I think this is slightly different because it used to be when I first came into this, you go, oh, that's my product. That's what I want to sell. Now I've got to find the people that I'm going to sell that to. So one came before the other. And when we used to do the one came before the other, I've got the product. Who the hell do I sell it to? You were then sort of talked about, well, okay, you need to go online and you need to see who is already interested in this type of product. So it's this
Right.
fitness product. Who's going to be interested in that? Well, who's got the time to do it? Who's got the inclination to do it? People who are overweight, people who want to get fit. That starts to give you an idea of your avatar. But also you can do ask the people, go online. You can put various questions into that and it will feed back to you the types of things that people are worried about with relation to that product, the types of questions people are asking about that product, and then you form your avatar according to that. But I think what you're going to be saying, actually, there's a more, if I can use it, a scientific way to work out what your avatar is. Is that correct?
Yes, yes. I'm not necessarily going to be giving out everything about the T chart because it's going to be much longer than that. But what essentially I want to tell people is the series of questions, like scientifically proven questions that you can ask to just identify them.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the first thing,
that's super cool, and that's what we're doing here is
yeah,
trying to help people leapfrog to go, do you know what, I don't need to do all that bullshit. Let's
yeah,
just go for the kill,
right,
which is what Ria and Alex are talking about. That will help me. That's going to take me from 0 to 60 in no time at all. So let's just do that.
yeah, yeah. So the question. So I've actually prepared a questionnaire, but I'm only going to give you the main 5 ones. Okay. So first question is, what problem were you desperately trying to solve? And I'm talking about your previous version. Think about that one particular problem that you couldn't just not think about. You were so desperate, you were trying to solve it, you were reaching out people, blah, 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 whatever. You have to identify that one problem.
So
Then,
my brown teeth, or the piece of meat between my teeth, that
yeah,
was something I was
yeah.
desperately trying to solve. Yeah.
Or from the example I gave, Sarah, in the middle of the night, she doesn't want to work 100 hours a week. What does she have to do to get out of
Yeah.
it?
We've all been there.
We've all been there. Thank you, Sarah. Because of her, I am sitting here and bullshitting.
No, you're not.
All right.
No, this
not
isn't
this
bullshit.
one. We have already established
We've
which
done the
one is
bullshit.
bullshit and which one is not. So no, this one is serious bit. Second one is, what kept you up at night? The same example I was giving. What basically churned your stomach. You couldn't take it anymore.
What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? Is that the waking up in the middle of the night thinking, Christ, I've got so many emails, I don't
Not
want to
exactly
do it?
waking up. It's more like not getting sleep at all. It's
Okay.
like it's
Yeah.
troubling. It's stressful. It's so stressful. It could also be money. You're working 100
Yeah.
hours a week. You are getting paid in peanuts, and then you don't know where this extra $1,000 I'll get from. Maybe that's what's
Okay.
keeping you awake. It could be anything. A particular problem that you have already identified. It's just another leg to it. Then,
Yeah.
what mistakes did you make while searching for solution? And this is important. This is important. You will make
Okay, go on.
many of them, but it's important
So-
to identify that.
Why is that important? How does that? Obvious. Nobody wants to make mistakes. I get that. But what do we draw from that? Most people would say, well, I've tried to invest in the stock market and it didn't really work for me. So I'm not going to continue to go back and try and invest in the stock market when it didn't work for me, because that's the dumbest thing you can do. Just continually trying to do the same thing, getting the same results and expecting a different outcome each time. That's not going to work. So what do I gain from looking at the mistakes I've made? Because I'm not going to try them again, am I? Where does it take?
For example, right now you gave a stock market investment example, right? Taking that same example, what the mistake I made, very first gig I got or the project I got, everything I earned from it, I got a decent amount from it. Everything I earned from it, I thought, hey, I have arrived in life. Let me just go put everything in the stocks. Guess what happened next? I lost all of it.
Have so much.
I lost all of it.
Yeah.
So the mistake was overconfidence and thinking that a particular subject that I have no knowledge about, I can just go put my money in there and grow overnight or whatever. Not even overnight. My money will grow somehow. I did not have the education behind it. That was a learning. Second time what I did I get out of it? Did I not go back to the stock market? No, that's bullshit. I still invest in equity, but I'm smart about it. This is something that I know I will never be able to give enough time, or I am actually not even interested. I want my money to double. I want my money to increase, but that's not something I'm going to sit the entire day and, study the market and then think about doing. Then I won't be able to do everything that I'm doing right now. So I hired someone who could do it for me. Mistake, learn from the mistake, figured out what I can do to bridge that gap.
So what you're saying is you've made a mistake, and it's not just a question of, okay, I'm going to stop doing that, but actually you work out how not to make that mistake, possibly doing the same thing, but you work out how to not to make the mistake. So okay, that's fine. So what's the problem that you're desperately trying to solve? What's keeping me up awake at night? What mistakes have I made? Okay.
Yeah, and then what did you wish someone had told you before you made that mistake? This is important because say that at that point of time someone had someone experienced had come to me and told me, or maybe if I was had maybe 2 extra brain cells inside me, I would have gone ahead and asked people that I'm planning to do this. Is it a good idea? What should I do? Find someone who has already done it. And by this I mean by this, at least in the digital marketing field, you'll agree with me, I know, Alex. Only everything I know today only because I made sure that I hire a mentor. And that's how I have grown. Before that, I was shooting everything in the air.
This is so frustrating because actually you've just put me in mind of, so I used to have a boss who, and I was desperate to take, so I'm a lawyer. Okay, I was desperate to take the law to the people rather than continually waiting for people to come through our door and go, I've got a legal problem. Okay, and I was saying to him, look, let's go to the villages around and we'll just go and sit and advertise the fact we're coming to you. You got a legal problem? We're right on your doorstep. For the elderly, for the infirm, anybody else, it's really useful. And he was like, no, tried it. Did it years ago, it's not going to work. And I was like, okay, so what you're saying is exactly that. He said, look, I tried that, it was a mistake, it didn't work, I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
My reaction to that was, and this is what fledgling digital marketers will be like, what they'll be like is like, okay, you tried it, but actually that doesn't necessarily mean it's not going to work for me. Because I might have a different response to people. People might have a different response to me. It might work for me. We don't learn from other people's mistakes. I can go out and go, look, I'm thinking about doing this. What do you think? And people go, oh, I wouldn't do that if I were you. And actually, you might find it does work for you. Gotta try it.
Yeah. By all means. So this is only so you know the question and you know whom to go to. That's about it. You need to, because that needs to be figured out. You are any which way going to make a lot of mistakes. So just, fasten your seatbelt for that. If you're getting into this journey, no matter what, it's a business end of the day, whether it's digital marketing, anything else, physical product, whatever you sell. Entrepreneurship,
it's bummed, isn't it? If you go, look, I'm thinking of doing this, what do you think? And someone said, no, I wouldn't do that if I were you. And you go ahead and
talk about it.
You can see the problems developing before it becomes catastrophic. You can immediately go, oh no, I can see what they told me is going to happen. I'll pull out now. And then you've not wasted 6 months of your time.
Absolutely. So, by all means, try it anyway. But you'll know, at least At that point of time, you'll know, okay, so this is what others were talking about. So same for me. I mean, I don't listen to anybody blindfolded, okay? It's like, it's okay. They have their point of view, I have my perspective.
Yeah.
I'll any which way jump into that ocean, not knowing how to swim, and then figure it out. That's who
There's
I have
no
been
piranhas in
forever.
there.
Yeah, it's ocean any which way. There's no piranhas. Maybe a couple of crazy head bull sharks. I don't know, but whatever. We'll figure it out. If I die, I die.
Oh,
But that's who I am, and I hope that anybody who's listening to this actually gets a little bit of encouraged by this, and don't be afraid of making mistakes, because that's how you
yeah.
learn. Because
Yeah,
once
yeah,
you do it, no matter how many times me and Alex tells you, hey, don't do this, guys, this is going to happen. You know what? Until and
yeah.
unless you have done it,
Yeah.
you will not understand what we are talking about. So trust us when we say this. You will eventually make that mistake, but knowing whom to go to just makes it easier. Maybe instead of wasting 6 months, you'll probably waste 2 months, and you'll realize, okay, fine, this is not going to work. They were right. Let me try another leg, or I'll go ahead and ask someone who knows. Know these questions in your head, because as long as you know where you want to go with this, you will find a solution to it.
Yeah.
And the last question is, what would have made you say, yes, this is exactly what I need?
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, and I'll tell you why this works. It's
That's really
ultimate.
good.
It's ultimate authenticity. Okay, you have lived it,
Yeah.
and then the emotional journey behind it, not just the surface level problems. So you can talk in that authentic, nature, that this is what had happened when I tried this. People hear that, you don't have to make people believe that, you don't have to shout in the screen and say, hey, listen to me, I have done it. When you talk from an authentic perspective, because you have lived that journey, you will talk from that point of view. People get it. And also your story becomes your content. Then
That's a really. I think. I'm sorry, darling. Sorry. Go on. Carry on.
No, so yeah, what I mean is your story becomes your content. So when you're talking from that authentic point of view, what essentially is happening, you're not just storytelling. That entire bit of your journey is becoming your content. It could be a 5-second, it could be a 10-minute long, rant on something. It could be anything, but you're talking from experience, and that matters. And people trust those who have walked the path. This is, you know this. I mean, for me and Alex, I'm sure when I am willing to nail this to the coffin that, this is what people are looking for. Anyone who has walked their path before, people will come to you and ask for it, They are not necessarily going to ask you that, tell me exactly what you have done. What they essentially wants to know that there is a way out, and it seems similar. So what path did you take? They are not necessarily they're going to take your path, but they just want to know that this path exists. That's all they want.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's a really, really cool question. I love that question. What would have made me say yes? That's
Alex, what would your answer to that be? What's that like for you? I'm just curious. I'm very curious.
It depends what we're talking about, doesn't it? I mean, what would have made me say yes to going into digital marketing? There's so many different facets to that, and it's a really interesting question, because, okay, just what would make me go into digital marketing? The idea of having more time to myself, the idea of being able to work anywhere I wanted to, as long as I had my laptop with me or my phone with me, amazing. The idea of replacing my income and not suffering that loss of income to retrain to do something else, because I can do digital marketing whilst I'm working in my 9 to 5, which I hate, and slowly getting out of it. The opportunity to meet people from all over the world and have meaningful discussions with them and learn from them. Yeah, I mean, it's just so many ticks in the box that are very personal to me that may not be everybody else's. I mean, some people don't like other cultures or meeting people from other cultures. They're very staid in the way they are, certainly in England. And it's like, It's like that may not be what they are looking for, but for me, yeah, tick, 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 all these different things. And so, yes, what question? It's a brilliant question, really good. And I look at it from the point of view of what I'm now doing, because when I started digital marketing, I was trying to interest people in buying. It's really annoying when you get back on it and you think, oh, Christ, so many mistakes. But when I first started it, MMR was the real thing. It was like you
Yeah.
owned your product, and somebody created it, you then owned it, and then you could resell it just as though you'd created it. And it was worked for a lot of people, didn't work for me because I came into it late in the day, and also it was bullshit. It's like everybody could know that I hadn't produced this goddamn course. It wasn't like I knew the answers, I didn't know them all, and there was no way that I could go authentically say, well, this is my course, I've created it, this is just for you from the heart, from me, because it's bollocks. Sorry, excuse me.
Yeah.
It wasn't mine. And authentically, I couldn't sell it. And authentically, I didn't sell it. And so that was a waste of money, but it got me hooked on a digital marketing thing, which I'm very grateful for. And now I'm doing something completely different, so different that I would never have thought I'd be into it, but actually I am into it. It's very authentically me, and I love it, and I'm getting, because of that, I'm getting more responses from people, and this is where the avatar comes in. Is like when you find the problem that you've cracked and you work out, oh, that's very much me, and you start talking about it, and you start understanding the problems, exactly the questions you've just been through, and you start understanding the answers to those problems, then yeah, people do start going, oh, this guy's on my wavelength, and that's brilliant. That's a really lovely thing to do.
Can I just tell you, you just defined your ideal audience. When you were saying, yeah, that's your example, guys. That's the example.
Yeah, I know. So it's this is what sitting and thinking and working through your issues as well as your wants and your desires and the problems that you've had, that is what gives you your avatar. I say that it's not, because there is an awful lot more to it than that, but this is the very basics of how to do it, and if you want to know more about it, then Ria can really hone in on this. We talked about it.
We'll do an episode. We'll do an episode on it if anybody needs it. So, yeah.
T-charts. The really not deep thinking, but it takes time to work through the T-charts and to go, okay, this is what I want, this is what and just setting it all out. But the results.
But I also feel it's brilliant. It's a brilliant way of recognizing where you were from, because in our lifestyle, this one thing that I realize every single day, that we forget to be grateful for what we used to be and what we have become right now.
Yeah.
In this past 1 year, the amount of changes or, whatever I've gone through, it's only when this year I sat to, work on my vision board, what 2026 is going to look like, I had to go back in the past and see what it was. And only then I recognized that, oh my God, I was unnecessarily putting myself through a lot of, difficulty, because I kept thinking that I have not done enough. I could have done so much more. I have never done enough. Turns out, whatever was on my list, I have outdone my list. I have added so many more things under it. And I wasn't even recognizing it, because, again, you achieve one thing, then immediately you set the bar high. So you're always hoping to get more out of it.
I struggle with this in my life. You're absolutely right. And I've struggled with it my whole life, is that my objectives are always up there. That's what I'm aiming for. That's what I want to do, right? And I don't look back and see where I've come from. I've achieved academically relatively well. I'm not going to say, but it's because of the struggle and the push to try and achieve these things. And every time there's a new goal, it's like, oh, that's what I want to become. That will complete me. And you achieve it. Yeah. And the moment you've achieved it, to me, it's worth nothing. It's like, okay, what's the next goal? And actually, there's no reflection to look back and go, where have I come from? What have I done? And how can I bring people on and show them the right path and what? And this digital marketing, it does that.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
So true.
We're going to move on very briefly, if I may. Is now a good time?
Yeah, sure. Actually, there's another. I just wanted to share very quickly because people can also do this search if they already know. Say, suppose they want to just jump into affiliate marketing or whatever. They can actually do this avatar search on OfferLab too. It's
Wow.
it's going to be quite easy. You just have to browse through a couple of things and you'll get to know from it. I'll just go over again. I have my pointers, my bullets always. So couple of things, just note down very quickly. What do you need to do once you're on OfferLab, and if you're searching for that ideal audience? Here's a couple of things. Of course, you're browsing offer in your niche, assuming obviously we have covered that. So now what you're essentially doing is you look at sales page copy. How are successful creators describing their client or their audience, ideal audience? Then their testimonials. What problems are actual buyers talking about? You'll get all of that there. The before and after stories, what transformation are people seeking? Then the price point. This is very important. Who can afford these offers? Now, say for example, you want to sell a bike on OfferLab, but your target audience is a 16-year-old. Can he or she purchase that bike? No. So that cannot be your audience. So you have to figure this out, tells you their income level. It's going to give you their income level. You figure that out. Now, what this tells you, the exact language that converts, real pain points people pay to solve, demographics and psychographics of buyers, and what was the last point? Hang on. What objections successful offers address. You can do the same thing on OfferLab itself.
That's so cool. Such a neat little segue in. That's really cool. So on the last episode, I was talking about OfferLab. And as anybody who's watching this podcast will know, we orientate this around OfferLab because it is a platform which was brought out for digital marketers by Russell Brunson, and he did ClickFunnels, and OfferLab is proving to be as revelationary as ClickFunnels was.
Yeah.
Now, what OfferLab does is it offers up your, mine, everybody else's products that you want to sell, whether they're digital or physical. It puts them on one platform, and you can go in and you can just fish around on there and you can find a product which you really like and you can become an affiliate marketer for it. But you can also go on there and you can find 3 or 4 different products that you think will dovetail together quite nicely. So you can do, I don't know, you can find a barbecue that you want to sell, but you want to sell some barbecue sauce, and you want to sell a meat product. So you can find someone selling meat, barbecue sauce, and a barbecue, package them together, go, this is the ultimate barbecue kit, buy this. And that's brilliant. You are now affiliate marketing 3 different people in one product, which you are the only person selling that one global product. You get commission from all 3 of the sales. You don't have to deal with them. There's no barbecues or sauce coming through your house. It's just sold by these guys and it goes out there. You just sit there, you do the advertising, you get the money. Equally, they get money from you for selling their product. So everybody wins, and it's brilliant. It is brilliant. It's going to change digital marketing, and the more people learn about this, it's a no-brainer. It's an absolute no-brainer. If you want to get into digital marketing, this is the place where you can pick up a product as quick as you like and start selling it today. Not wait until tomorrow, you can start today. And you don't need that much experience. So you can start making money right off the bat. Now that's not a guarantee, but it's pretty much a guarantee, because it's so good. But last week I was talking about, because we're talking about it honestly, there are issues with OfferLab because when you do the search on it, when you're looking for particular products, it's not very user friendly. It's a little bit clunky. It's slow to upload things for you to look at. And when you do a particular search, then actually it takes you to that product, but doesn't keep the list of searches that you've created for you to go back to. So it just takes you off down potentially a blind alley, unless it is the product you want.
Yeah.
You go off, you look at it and go, oh, that's not for me. Then you've got to repeat the search, and you've got to whittle out from the search results the ones that you've already looked at, so that you don't go down another blind alley and you have to keep looking at the ones that you haven't looked at. So it's a bit difficult, it's a bit clunky. Now, I've spoken to OfferLab about this, and I've put it on there's a school product, which means they've got a school community for OfferLab. So you can talk to anybody and everybody who's on there. There are thousands of people on there, and the responses are really quick. People tend to chip in with their experiences. You can help them, they can help you. So I put it on school, and I've spoken to OfferLab, and everybody says, yeah, it's clunky. But they are coming out with the OfferLab 2.0. They're continually updating it. What they're doing is they're updating it in chunks. They're not just updating it ad lib, sort of, oh, that's a problem, we'll fix it, that's a problem, we'll fix it. But the big problems, they are trying to center in and deal with those. And Maria had one that she talked about a while ago, which is the payment scheme and how the Stripe and how they interact. And they're trying to center on that and sort that out. But generally, in terms of OfferLab itself, they're trying to develop it, and they're trying to do a whole global development to it and then launch that development, and then they'll do that again in a few months' time and continuously improve. And the search mechanism is something which has clearly been talked about quite a lot, and so we're expecting that in the next evolution of OfferLab, which won't be far away, that they will deal with that. So we're going to see a new desktop to OfferLab, I think, and certainly a new search function, and hopefully we'll see that their computers are generating the pages more quickly, because not just my Wi-Fi link. There's plenty of people that are saying this is slow.
Yeah, after you mentioned, even I tried it. It's the same. It was working the same for me. So yeah.
So it's a negative, but at the same time, I'm going to turn it into a positive, because what we take from this is that OfferLab are very much listening to me, to Ria, to anybody who's a consumer of OfferLab, and they're saying, okay, what's your experience? What's your problem? Okay, we'll fix that. And that is a really, really forward-thinking, really, really good platform that are taking into consideration everybody. So they've not just put it out there and just gone, right, that's it, done, we're off, show us the money. They've put it out there and gone, right, this is it, tell us what you think, okay, we'll develop it. Tell us more what you think, okay, we'll develop it. And that is something which is going to have longevity, and it's going to be around for the long term. So again, another reason for you to invest in it and to say, I'm in, I'm absolutely in. And when I say invest, you don't have to buy it to start with. Go on, sorry, Rick.
No. I just want to say one thing, that Amazon did not happen overnight or in a year.
No.
It took years for Amazon to develop and become whatever it has become today. It's $1 trillion.
And it still is. I mean, it still is. And we don't see it, but I mean, the more you learn about Amazon, the more facets it now has, and the more facets it's developing. Things don't sit still, because if you sit still, you die.
Absolutely.
Russell Brunson knows that better than anybody. He's a brilliant entrepreneur.
We always talk about this, taking people through the journey. Actually, if people start following Russell Brunson's journey, they'll know. Russell, what he does essentially is he'll jump into it. He thinks this is a solution. He'll create the product. And then he'll ask you, the audience, to give him feedback. And he takes those feedback and implements them.
He develops it, absolutely, and it is a constant development. Both his career and what he deals with are continually moving forwards rather than sitting still. And that's part of the success of ClickFunnels, is that they have continually evolved, and I don't expect OfferLab to be any different whatsoever. So that's the super bit about OfferLab, and why we're here, really. Okay, So it remains for me to wrap today up, and I think what I want to do is we've dealt with your avatar and creating your avatar. On the next podcast that we're going to be doing, we're going to be talking about your clear value proposition, and that's something that is very necessary for digital marketers to understand what it is, what value you're bringing, what you can put into people's lives by following you, watching what you're doing, interacting with you, and potentially buying the product that you're talking about. So that comes next. For now, we've talked long enough, and we're going to leave you with this episode. It's quite long, but we hope you enjoy it. Please like, follow, and subscribe to this channel, because we can bring you more if you do. It's been great talking to you. Thank you, Ria, for teaching us so much today. And we look forward to speaking to you all again next week.
Yep. Bye. Take care. Love and peace.